What's up, everyone? This is the Raw Truth coming back at you with part two. Like I said, the titles and that we're going by is this. I responding to. I'm responding to. It's not our responsibility to mentor your thug spawn. The first video of it, the first part, I was explaining the process of how our women begin to, who were once in the home doing what they need to do as women because they had fathers to teach them. Now they don't have fathers to teach them, and I had to go over the reason why they don't have the fathers to teach them because the system was designed to make sure the father is out. And I want to get more on the system being designed, making sure that the father is out. Because here, all this time, a lot of men, begin to put their stories together. And that's one thing I love about YouTube, the social media, network, as YouTube is a blessing and a curse. Now, I say a blessing because you can learn a lot, learn from other people in different areas like me. I could be sitting here in Philadelphia like always, but when I get on YouTube, I see the comments from California, I see the comments from Tennessee, I see the comments of Florida, comments from New York, comments from all over United States of America. And let me hit you up with something. I see the comments of UK. They're having problems down there with the same thing we're having in America. It's not as bad as America, but they having the same problem. So is Great Britain. So I'm seeing comments all over the place, and so I understand that what I'm saying to you, it's not really self conjecture. It's not my self objective opinion. It's being agreed upon throughout really throughout the whole world, but it's worse in these three areas. So we're going to get back to the system and discuss the system even more. Now, welfare, when it came into existence for the black woman could not have her man around. If she had the man around, she loses everything. She not only loses everything, she'll be in really really big trouble. And so what the man realized is that, what, I'm gonna take care of my woman. I'm going to leave the house. I'm gonna have to leave the house. And understand there were men who were fighting to stay in the house, but yet through law enforcement was thrown out. Folks don't know that. But there's a lot of men that was like, okay, I'm gonna let you have the house. I'm gonna let you get this money and stuff like that. You go ahead and get your food and everything like that. I'll still be there for the kid. So what we have is a dedicated father who's looking out for the best interest and realize if he's there, things are going to be hard and struggle. And he didn't even want his woman struggling. So because he didn't want to struggle and he didn't want his woman to struggle, he realized that he has to go somewhere else so his woman could be taken care of far greater and send whatever little money sneakily unto her. See, folks didn't understand that. A lot of good men were thinking, no, like, well, no, we had kids, and I may not have this, and she may not have this, but if I just leave this household and don't be in this household, while she gets the benefits, and I can take care of that on top of the benefits. See, a lot of men were thinking about that. See what I'm saying? But here's the thing of the system that worked against the black man even more because our sisters were getting so much benefits. Uh, there's a saying that goes like this: "A gift destroyeth the hearts." And what has happened is all these gifts and all these benefits that our sisters begin to accumulate. She begins to really say to herself, "Well, she doesn't need the black man. Nah, I don't need the black man. So what I need him for? I have all this. I'm independent. I'm strong. I'm independent." And now those same sisters are what? Calling the law enforcement to get the man out the house because if the man don't do what the black woman wants him to do, if the man comes home at a time the black woman didn't want him to come home, then he was thrown out the house by law enforcement. That's why I can't stand why, black women will sit up there and protest when a black man gets gunned down by the police officers, because black women, seriously, sisters, those are the same cops that you call whenever you want your man out the house, when they don't listen to you, when you can't control your man. I'm gonna get into that in a little depth. In a little depth, and when you can't control your man, you call the cops. So wait a minute. If you're afraid of what cops may do to a black man, then why call the cops on him in the first place? Because you want them cops to check your man. You want them cops to come check your man and beat your man like crazy to submission under you. So as black women begin to use the law enforcement to throw their man out of the house, now a lot of men realizes that he's not in control, that he has no power, and that the black women do not respect him. And so what's begin to happen? The black woman realizes that she's going to have to answer to this to her children. So now we have the black woman start lying to her children. Your daddy ain't shit. Your daddy is up and left. Your daddy is this. Your daddy is that. Your daddy did this. Your daddy did this. Here, brothers, sisters, mainly brothers, mainly brothers. Why? Because my grandmother always taught me that half of people in the prisons and half of people in the grave is because of a black woman. That's why whenever a black woman comes to me with a sob story or many men has hurt me, I don't hear the other men's side. You could be lying to me. Majority of the times our women do lie to us. They lie right now when they call the cops on us. And I'm saying us because whatever happens to you, brother, it affects me too. Because when they start saying, well, black man this and black man that, they generalize and black women generalize. So it affects me too. Then they always got a nerve to talk about the white woman could take your money, the white woman will put you in jail. You better watch the white woman, she's sneaky. Well, black woman, you do way more than a white woman. You do way worse to the white woman to your own black man. You do way worse. And Mama Uncle Tom Arcoon for saying that? No, it shows it. Every time you pick up the damn phone, black woman, and you call the cops because you don't like nothing your man says, you ain't like how he came home. He's supposed to be home at 12 o'clock. He came in the door at 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Now you arguing with him and cussing him out like you his damn mother, and no mother should be able to be cussing her child out in the first place. And now what happens? Oh, the argument went intense, and now you calling the cops to get him thrown out the house. So every time you pick up the phone to call the cops to get him out the house, that's a false charge. That's a false charge, and y'all do it every single day. But I get it. Don't The white woman ain't supposed to do that to your black man. You're supposed to be the only one to do it to them, huh? Which is the reason why y'all always complain about what? Y'all always complain about, oh, black man is leaving us, or black man is with white woman, or black man. Well, you pushed him there. But I want to get back to the topic. So as black women start exploring their sexuality and they started to get pregnant by the bad guys, and getting pregnant by the bad guys, what do you think is going to come out of her pussy? What do you think is going to come out of her, her belly? If a no good man impregnates a woman who have no morals and no understanding, no responsibility, no accountability, how the hell are they going to give birth to a child and raise that child with morals? I mean, can't you see what's going on? Can't you see what's going on here? And you got the black woman leading in child abuse, so the manhood in that little boy is stunted already. And I mentioned that in the video. So you got child abuse, black woman leading child abuse, you got black woman verbally abusing their children, mainly little boys. You got black woman telling their boys that they father ain't shit, you ain't shit, but they want to say Black Lives Matter. And so when you have all of this situation that's compounded, the little boy has become what? An overprotective person. Remember, that's going to link to does my video that I did. Do the black man have Stockholm syndrome to the black woman? You know what I'm saying? Because this is going to link into the thug spawn. Because a thug spawn carries the same vibe as a woman, even though he's a thug. See, he has to play that hardcore role. Why? Because when he was at home, he couldn't play that hardcore role. Got these thugs tough as shit, tough as nails, tougher than leather, rapping like crazy, talking about how he can take out 100 bodies, how many gold that he has, how much his shoes cost and stuff like that, and all of this is feminine. You know what I'm saying? Because he brags about how much pussy he gets. Oh, I fucked this bitch here and I fucked this bitch here. Oh, I will take your girl. I will do this and I will do that. Everything is and what I have and what I have when it comes to the thugs. You know why? Because even though little boys are not little girls, little boys also need validated by their father too. Why? Because it's the father that trains that little boy how to be a man. It's that father who trains that little boy to think logically, because that's what we men do. We think logically. It's that father who sit up there and teach that boy that emotions is not good, that you're going to talk these problems out without any violence. It's that father who's there to tame that spirit that's in that little boy. So when the father's not there, what do you think is coming out of that womb? When a woman opened up her legs to a man who is not good, what the hell you think is coming out of that womb? When a woman sit up there and lay down with a baller who has money but has no common sense whatsoever. When I'm talking about common sense, I'm not talking about street thugonomics. I'm talking about morals. I'm talking about responsibilities. I'm talking about setting a good example. A baller can never set a good example. You know why? Because he based everything on the riches that he has. He based everything on the money and the clothes that he had. Oh, I'm a baller this, I'm a baller this. But yet he's so bankrupt in the spirit, he's so bankrupt in his mind that he is not a good example whatsoever. But he's being lifted up and he's impregnating women like crazy. What the hell you think coming out of these women's pussy? Come on, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. It doesn't take a rocket scientist at all. And so now we got the gangsters. You know what I'm saying? We got the gangsters like the Crips and Bloods who's always throwing parties like crazy. And guess what? You black women are bending over in the bathrooms. Y'all getting fucked like crazy from different areas of the room and stuff like that. Y'all run y'all threesome and stuff just to please the thugs. Then y'all getting pregnant like crazy. What's coming out of these pussies? Understand, these men that are going inside of you women, understand this, and brothers, you have to understand. I'm talking to the good men and decent men. We've been through enough. We've been through the excuses and abuse and rejection and everything by black women. What do you think coming out of that pussy? No good children are coming out of there. And it's an epidemic because, like I said before in previous video, 20 to 25% of black men are impregnating the vast majority of black women. I say about 80 to 85% because 64% have multiple fathers by two or more guys. So who's over sex? They always say women is not over sex. It's the man, but majority of men ain't getting none. And let me remind you too that these women aren't getting pregnant by husbands. Something wrong here. These women ain't getting pregnant by husbands, but yet they get glorified. That's one of the main problems in our community. They're getting glorified like crazy of having kids out of wedlock when they should be shamed. Cause shame does what? It makes you feel bad. When it makes you feel bad, you will want to change what you were ashamed of. But let's remain on topic. So now they have gotten together with the ballers, the thugs, the gangsters, they got together, they even got together with the pimps and let the pimps pimp them out and they be getting pregnant by Johns. Now what the hell you think coming out of they pussy? Getting pregnant by Johns. Johns who didn't even know them by love. But nothing but lust. You know? Part three is coming up because I got to go into it. I went through the process. Now I'm going through just a little breakdown. Then I'm going to go through the real deal of the feelings and stuff that people was having, or why people think that you shouldn't be raising somebody else's spawn thugs. And I'm gonna get into that a little bit more. Once again, this is the raw truth, and I'm coming at you with part three, the raw truth here.